How do I get my horse on the bit without pulling? And I think that's a question that a lot of people have, because we all know we want the horse to put its head down. And I know I did at Pony Club when I first started riding. I was like, oh, okay, well, the first time I got a horse on the bit was me, no joke, like don't laugh at me, I stuck a piece of apple on my whip and would do that so the horse would curl his neck for the apple, and I would take photos just of his neck, and I'd be like, look how nice and curved his neck is. No joke, that's what me and my girlfriend did. Then I learned a little bit more, and I'm like, oh, to get a horse on the bit, who's done the seesaw? I was like, what are you doing, Mum? And then you go, yay, the horse is on the bit, the horse is on the bit, the horse is on the bit. Who's done that? And yes, there are tricks you can do to get the horse to curl his neck. But as we know as dressage riders, just because the horse has his head curled or his head bent or he's tucking his pretty little head in, that does not mean he's a dressage horse. That does not mean he's on the bit. That does not mean he's through. That does not mean that he's traveling the way he needs to travel. To me, I never care about the head. Doesn't matter what the head is doing. I care about what the hind legs are doing, because if I get the hind legs doing the right thing, the back will do the right thing. And by the back doing the right thing, I mean the back will lift, and the back will, so if the back's lifting, it's already curling. And if the back is up and the back is round, the head has to come round. So don't worry so much about the head, worry about the hind legs. Now, how does that work? So as Simone was saying, she just feels like this is all she can see. She can only see the head, so she feels like she needs to pull. So I'll just go out onto the arena, and if we're not using leg, so Arba, put your head up. if Arba's going around with his head in the air and I just start pulling, I'm really overemphasizing it, see how he's just head's way in the air just going, what are you doing? So the answer is to ride legs into hand, and you have to do it in a very certain way. So if I just start using my legs, he's trotting. Now, I don't want him to trot. I want him to lift his back, engage his hind legs, and obviously then come on the bit and make his neck all look pretty. To do that, I'm going to use a little bit of leg, and then I'm going to half halt in the outside rein and a little bend to the inside if I have to, and then his head's going to go down. Now, horses are not computers. They don't just, oh, the horse's head is down, that's locked and loaded, let's do nothing. If I do nothing, he's going to come off the bit. So I have to keep working on it just with very, very light half halts with my seat, my stomach, my legs and my hand, just light adjustments to keep him there, to keep him on the bit. Same if I'm going to do a trot transition. If I just do nothing and ask for trot, that's a yucky trot transition on the forehand and not how I want it. So I need to work through the trot transition. So I'm going to keep half halting with the outside rein, use my seat. I don't know if you saw that, I may have been away from the camera, hang on. So half halt, use my outside rein and my seat. And then I have a nice trot transition where he keeps his head where he needs to keep his head. But most importantly, the hind legs are active. His back is where it needs to be, so I can sit. If their back is not engaged and their head's up, it's really hard to do a sitting trot. And walk, good boy. And then in the walk transition, I still had to half halt in that outside rein and use my legs. So, to answer your question, Simone, how do I get my horse on the bit without pulling? Don't pull. You want to use very light half halts. So if you zoom into my hand, you'll see this is me doing nothing with my hand. This is me doing a half halt. This is me talking to the horse. And sometimes they'll be stronger and sometimes they'll be lighter. You won't even see them. But remember, this is the horse's mouth. He can feel anything I do. If I tighten my lower finger by a millimetre, he will feel that. That contact will be felt. It also assumes that you have a contact. You obviously can't have a loop in the rein, because if you do stuff, but there's a loop, the horse won't feel it. So you've got to have a contact, but then you can lightly use the contact. So he's not on the bit right now. I can just use my reins really lightly. Haha, bruv. So practice in halt, practice in walk, then practice in trot and canter, and enjoy.